Supreme Court uploads UP Madrasa Act but removes higher degrees. What does it mean? In a landmark judgment, the Supreme Court of India upheld the constitutional validity of the Uttar Pradesh Madrasa Act 2004, which provides the framework for education in madrasa across the state. The Act allows recognized madrasas to offer students both secular subjects as per the National Council of Education Research and Training curriculum, as well as religious studies. However, the court ruled that the Madrasa Board cannot award higher degrees like Fazil and Kamil, as it would conflict with the National University Grants Commission Act, which governs higher education standards in India. Is the Madrasa Act unconstitutional? Here's what the Supreme Court said. The case reached the Supreme Court after the Allahabad High Court previously struck down at Madrasa Act, claiming it violated the principle of secularism, a fundamental feature of the Constitution. However, Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, leading a three-judge bench, disagreed with this assessment. He stated a statute cannot be declared unconstitutional merely for violating the basic structure. It must violate a special provision of the Constitution. In simpler terms, just because the Act includes religious instruction doesn't mean it automatically violates the secular framework, as long as it upholds other constitutional provisions. Why can't the Madrasa Board award higher degrees? One of the critical issues addressed in this ruling was the Madrasa Board's authority to award advanced religious degrees such as Fazil and Kamil. The Supreme Court determined that allowing the board to do so would exceed its legislative authority and clash with the UGC Act, which exclusively regulates higher education standards across India. The state legislature can't regulate higher education if it conflicts with the UGC Act, said the court. Balance between minority rights and educational standards. The Supreme Court acknowledged that religious minorities have the right to establish and run educational institutions under Article 30 of the Constitution. However, it emphasized that the right isn't absolute. The state also has an interest in maintaining education standards and can therefore impose reasonable regulations, especially regarding secular education within madrasa. According to CJ Chandrachud, the state has the right to ensure that students are equipped to participate in society and earn a living. And madrasa impose religious education. The court noted that while madrasa may impart religious teachings, no student can be compelled to participate in such instruction. Article 23 Clause 3 or 28 Clause 3 of the Constitution protects the students from being forced to engage in religious studies against their will if they are attending institutions recognized or funded by the state. Religious instruction may be offered in recognized or state-aided educational institutions, but no student should be forced to participate, the judgment clarified. Does the ruling affect the right to education? The Supreme Court clarified that the Madrasa Act does not conflict with Article 21A, which grants the right to education, as the RTE Act itself exempts minority-run institutions from certain provisions. This exemption aligns with the Constitution's protection of minority rights to self-manage their institutions. What this verdict means for UP's madrasas. The Supreme Court has affirmed that the UP Madrasa Act is constitutional and does not infringe on secular principles as long as it remains within the educational standards set by the state and central laws. The Madrasa Board in UP can no longer award advanced degrees like Fazil and Kamil, as it does go beyond the board's scope and conflicts with national higher education standards. The government can impose regulations to ensure quality secular education in madrasa without compromising their religious identity. No student in a state-aided madrasa can be forced to engage in religious instruction. This ruling reinforced the right of minority institutions to impart religious education while ensuring that secular education remains accessible and of a high standard. As madrasa continue to operate under this act, will this balance between religious freedom and education standards shape a new era for madrasa in India?
For more updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel TSW News that reveal the truth, and visit our website www.topstoriesworld.com.